bill.
I'm not taking your gun away from you. You just can't buy any new ones.
Well, you want me to turn it over to the state police?
You can't buy any new ones.
Unless I give you a fine. Unless I pay a fine for each firearm and register them, then I get to keep it.
Okay.
So, if I get to keep it, if I pay a fine and register it, then how dangerous is it in the first place? Why do you need to ban it all? Purchase today?
Well, you've just maybe changed my mind. Maybe we won't have a fine at all. Maybe we'll just be a confiscation and we won't have to worry about you paying the fine.
What you just watched was an Illinois citizen asking Illinois State Senator Julie Morrison how paying a fine and registering an AR-15 would make it less dangerous. And if you ask me, that is a phenomenal question. Unfortunately, it was wasted on State Senator Julie Morrison, who in response says,
maybe we won't have a fine at all. Maybe we'll just be a confiscation and we won't have to worry about you paying.
well, excuse me, Miss Cersei Lannister Morrison, but last I checked, this was America, not the Game of Thrones, where you can strip people of their inalienable rights simply because you slid out of a special birth canal. But clearly you think you did because you're an arrogant political elitist who views her constituency as children instead of free people who elected you. Then you have the peanut gallery clapping and cheering to her response as if what she just said wasn't a blatant violation of the Constitution. Do these simpletons really think it'll just stop at guns? People like Julie Daenerys Morrison only know more power. After confiscating guns, they'll be seizing your home next because you tweeted something they didn't like. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Their goal is to disarm America. This whole no one's trying to take your guns mantra is nonsense. It's not some X-Files conspiracy theory. You just heard her say it, and she's not the only one.
What's the punishment for people who don't hand in their guns? Do they go to jail?
Well, Jake, they would.
To take executive action to ban the import of assault weapons into our country.
I believe strongly that we should have an assault weapons ban.
And I told the people of the state of Vermont, a state which has virtually no gun control, that I supported a ban on assault weapons.
Offering to buy back those guns, they were able to, curtail the supply and to set a different standard for gun purchases in the future. But I think it would be worth considering doing it on the national level if that could be arranged.
I'm the guy that first passed and wrote the assault weapons ban.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
There are multiple examples of people in power who have expressed their very blatant intentions of banning guns and, yes, even confiscating them too. So you telling us that no one is trying to take your guns is disrespectful, if not completely and utterly insulting. This is not about safety, it's about control. And you can't truly control American people when they're armed. You can only reason with them, negotiate with them, but you can't push them around. Our government is supposed to fear us. That was the whole point of that piece of paper with the funny looking lines on it. This is why they have to convince you or brainwash you to give up your power, because the idea of just taking it by force from a group of armed people terrifies them. And this is why they're always talking about the gun lobby being in their way or Congress is too scared to act. No, people just aren't buying the BS anymore, which is why you try to stifle voices like mine, because anyone who takes a serious look at the gun debate from a logical and rational perspective will also see through the BS. And we all know the only way to really sell gun control is to have a population fearful and ignorant of guns. Governments will always push the limits of their power, which is why they want your ass defenseless. So they keep taking that one step too far. Look at Venezuela. They're fighting their government with rocks and getting run over by a military vehicle. When we protest here, our government is literally terrified because they have no clue what's gonna happen because we have guns. That's what keeps them in check. Not your pussy hats, not your music festivals, not your silly string or your umbrellas, but guns. Stop giving away power to institutions and people who gorge on it, because it won't end well for you or your family. The Second Amendment isn't just words on a piece of dirty looking paper. It's the people's leverage. Government is not God. It should fear you, not rule you. Right now, there's a culture war against the Second Amendment, which is why I need your help spreading our message to counter their message. Let my voice be your voice, and let them know that you want to keep America tactical. Because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed wasn't a suggestion, it was a directive. Also, if you're wondering where to pick up your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirt, Click the title of this video and then tap the small arrow, which will reveal a link to purchase your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirt.